For decades, Diddy Combs was more than just a hip-hop icon. He was a cultural force. A mogul who built an empire spanning music, fashion, and business, shaping an entire generation. But now, that empire is under scrutiny, not for its success, but for the dark allegations that threaten to redefine his legacy forever. In a shocking turn of events, federal prosecutors have accused Combs of sex trafficking, coercion, and racketeering, a criminal enterprise they claim has spanned more than 2 decades. From extravagant parties to behind-the-scenes manipulation, the trial seeks to uncover the truth about the man behind the music. The courtroom is tense. Every testimony, every piece of evidence, brings new revelations. Witnesses have come forward with disturbing accounts, painting a picture of control, fear, and abuse. As the world watches, waiting for the verdict that could determine his fate, we break down the first 3 days of this high-profile trial, where shocking details have emerged, testimonies have shaken the industry, and the battle for justice has only begun. May 12, 2025, the trial begins. The air is thick with anticipation as Diddy Combs steps into the Manhattan courtroom, facing charges that could dismantle his legacy. The prosecution wastes no time. From the opening statements, they make their stance clear. This is not just a case against a music mogul. It is an unraveling of a carefully built empire, one allegedly fueled by control, coercion, and fear. They paint a chilling picture of a man who, for over 2 decades, wielded his wealth and status as weapons, luring victims into his circle, manipulating them through intimidation, drugs, and secrecy. Witness testimonies, documents, and surveillance footage all serve as puzzle pieces in what prosecutors claim is a long-standing criminal enterprise. The courtroom listens, silent yet charged with tension, as the allegations unfold. The prosecution points to extravagant parties where guests were allegedly handpicked, not for entertainment, but for submission. Stories emerge of freak-offs, exclusive gatherings where power and exploitation blurred into dangerous territory. Their argument is sharp. Combs allegedly operated behind the scenes, silencing those who dared to speak out, shielding himself from exposure through settlements, threats, and unspoken rules. It is a case not only about a man, but about an industry where influence can mask abuse. But as the prosecution lays out their foundation, the defense sits quietly, waiting for their turn. Their strategy is clear. They will challenge, dismantle, and discredit the claims. And so begins a courtroom battle that will captivate the world. May 14, 2025, the defense strikes back. By the 3rd day of the trial, the tension in the courtroom is palpable. Cassie Ventura's testimony has sent shockwaves through the proceedings, laying bare disturbing allegations of manipulation, violence, and control. But now, it is the defense's turn, and they are prepared to dismantle her claims piece by piece. Their approach is aggressive, calculated. They waste no time in pointing out the $20 million civil lawsuit settlement Cassie reached with Combs prior to the trial. The implication is clear. Was her testimony driven by truth or financial motivation? The defense hammers down on supposed inconsistencies in her statements. They cite past interviews, social media posts, and previous legal documents where details vary. Cassie is asked why she continued to associate with Combs after allegedly enduring years of abuse. Why did she remain silent for so long? Why, after reaching a private settlement, did she decide to testify now? She holds her ground. The prosecution steps in, countering that fear, control, and coercion were the primary reasons for her prolonged silence, that victims of abuse often struggle to speak out. They present photographs of Cassie's injuries, dated from 2016, allegedly inflicted by Combs. The courtroom remains divided. The jury listens carefully, weighing every word, every contradiction, every counterargument. Combs himself sits still, unmoved, as the legal battle over his reputation and freedom intensifies. Outside the courthouse, the media frenzy escalates. Headlines speculate. Is Cassie a victim seeking justice? Or is the defense succeeding in painting her as unreliable? As the day comes to an end, one thing is certain. This trial is far from over. With more witnesses set to testify and even more evidence yet to be presented, the battle for the truth has only begun. The trial continues. The battle for truth unfolds. 3 days into the courtroom showdown, and the intensity surrounding Sean Diddy Combs' trial has only escalated. The testimonies have been shocking, the arguments fierce, and the stakes higher than ever. The prosecution, armed with damning allegations and unsettling evidence, seeks to expose what they claim is a decades-long pattern of control and abuse. Meanwhile, the defense fights tooth and nail, determined to cast doubt, challenge credibility, and preserve Diddy's legacy. As the trial progresses, the atmosphere inside the courtroom is electric. Witnesses are preparing to take the stand, promising more revelations that could either solidify the prosecution's case or dismantle it entirely. With every statement, every rebuttal, and every piece of evidence introduced, the fate of Combs hangs in the balance. Beyond the courtroom doors, the world watches in real time. Social media explodes with debates, news outlets dissect every detail, and fans grapple with the unfolding reality of one of hip-hop's biggest icons facing the possibility of a downfall. The question remains, will the defense find enough cracks in the prosecution's case to tip the scales? Or will Cassie's testimony, coupled with mounting evidence, become the turning point that seals Diddy's fate? The trial is far from over, and what happens next could change everything. This is just the beginning. Stay tuned as the battle for truth unfolds, and don't forget to subscribe.